Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast. I'm your host, EDDY RAY. This is episode 46 for May 30th, 2020. Make sure you guys hit that like button for us, give us your comments below, and subscribe. This podcast is available audio only on SoundCloud, Player FM, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and more. So give us a follow there. Let's get started. All right, it's time to bring on our writer and editor over at NintendoReport.com, Samantha Leinhardt. Samantha, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you.
We were just talking before we started recording here how busy of a week it was for releases.
Yes. Yes, when
Kind
I
of
was
insane.
writing up the releases, I just kept saying, wow, all of that is coming out this week.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't playing games, what's with you?
So we had Shantae and the Seven Sirens, which brought the series back to its Metroidvania style. We've got Bug Fables, which is an indie game in the style of the classic Paper Mario games. We've got Xenoblade Definitive Edition, which of course has the new epilogue as well.
Yes.
And then we've got the Borderlands collection and the Bioshock collections and XCOM and just all sorts of things, everything coming out at the end of the week here.
Yeah, a whole bunch of different genres. So if you like something a little bit different, I'm sure it's here this week for you in the eShop somewhere. So these Borderland collections, I forget, did they actually get physical releases as well as it all eShop releases?
Oh boy, I'm not sure, because there's two different collections too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if then that got a physical release or if it's only digital.
Yeah, I think it's digital, but I'll have to look it up just in case. I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, 29th here, yesterday, there's like 15 games there, just alone. We had about over 25 games in total.
Physical collection of the Borderlands Legendary Collection, which is the one that includes, I think, all three.
Okay, cool. I may have to pick that up. Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, a few of the others here. Also, Missile Command Recharge, which is like a remake of the original Missile Command, came out on the 27th. The DLC for Mortal Kombat 11 came out as well earlier this week. And also Minecraft Dungeons. So quite a busy week here. Again, if you find something in here, you have to find something you like. Otherwise, you're not a gamer for this week worth of releases. So check out those on NintendoReport.com for the weekly releases on Nintendo Switch. Samantha, how was the week as far as news goes?
For the news, it was a little slow again. Another one like last week where there's some announcements, but just not a lot of big news.
Yeah, so I guess we're getting closer to the E3 kind of, what E3 would have been in a week or two here. So we'll see if anything gets announced as far as big titles go. But yeah, kind of a slow week, I guess, overall. I looked up this franchise here, Goosebumps, is in the news here. I didn't realize this goes back almost 25 years now from the original game.
Yes, that series has been around for a long time.
Yeah, so what do we have here, Samantha?
Yeah, so this is a new game that was just announced called Goosebumps Dead of Night. And so this is based on the Goosebumps stories, and the basic idea is that one of the monsters escaped from the book and has gathered up all the other monsters, and so you're going to have to explore and solve puzzles and also find the pages of this book in order to trap them in the book again.
That sounds pretty cool. So this is Goosebumps Dead of Night, and we also have the reveal trailer up on NintendoReport.com as well, so check that out. And this is coming out, I guess, over the summer, is that right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, moving along, we have Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions release date, which is what?
This is going to be out on August 27th in Japan and August 28th worldwide. And if you're in Europe, you have not one, but 4 different special editions that you can pick from if you don't just want the standard edition.
Europe does love soccer, or I should say football, so I guess I can kind of see why that is, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. But this is an arcade soccer game, so I was looking up with some of the soccer games, too, and there's quite a number of soccer games on the Switch as well, in different genres, too, which is, like, kind of cool. So you have arcade, you have sim, you also have a tactical RPG in there, too. That's kind of awesome, so check out this. This is a Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. And that is for the Switch. Awesome. Moving along, what's next, Samantha?
So next we have ReZero, The Prophecy of the Throne, which was actually leaked earlier this week, and people thought it was going to be localization, I believe, of a different game in the series, but it's not. It's a whole new one. This is a tactical adventure game with an original story written by the author of the Re:Zero light novels, and so it's expected to be out this winter.
Awesome. Re:Zero Prophecy of the Throne. Very cool. Then, of course, we have the Xenoblade Chronicles launch trailer up on the site as well, so go to NintendoReport.com to check that out. Do you have this game, Samantha? Did you pick it up?
I am waiting for it to arrive.
Oh, cool. Cool. Very nice. You didn't get the collector edition, did you?
The Definitive Works edition comes with an art book, and I can't remember.
Oh, very nice.
Some other things.
Cool.
That's part of the reason I was tempted to switch to digital so I could get it right away, but I wanted the Definitive Works edition.
That makes sense. Makes sense, totally. So, speaking of Xenoblade Chronicles here, at some point we have to get X, right?
Keep hoping. I know last year, I think, the head of Monolith Soft said that he would like to bring Xenoblade Chronicles X to the Switch, but that it currently wasn't feasible. So I'm hoping that, you know, with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 doing well, and now hopefully Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition doing well, maybe they'll reevaluate that and decide it can be brought.
I'm curious.
It deserves another chance.
Yeah. What did he mean by feasible, I wonder? Like, as far as manpower goes? Financial? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
They should do what Wonderful 101 did. You know, remaster the game, put it up on one of the funding websites and take it from there. But,
Nintendo actually owns Monolith Soft, though, so I don't know.
Oh, true. Yeah. True. I'm sure we'll get it at some point. Just not quite right now. Yeah. All right.
A sequel, too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving along. Last part of our news bites here. We have Skeletal Avenger announced. What is Skeletal Avenger?
So this is a roguelite hack and slash game that was just announced, and it's going to be out in late 2020, and it's going to have single player, but it's also going to have co-op with up to 4 players. Wow,
very cool. And they're also covering all of the new platforms as well. The new Xbox looks like, and PS5, so that's cool. All right, and that wraps up the news bites for this week. Again, go to NintendoReport.com for all the latest news and information regarding Nintendo. We'll go into our Nintendo Time Portal for this week as well. Samantha, what do we have to kick things off for the Time Portal?
Right, so we're starting out with May 24th, 2004, which was the release date of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the first game in that spin-off series.
And there's, I guess, been one of these games per platform, is that right? If I recall correctly?
I think so. There's certainly been a number of them.
Yeah. Did we get one on the Switch yet? I don't think so. I was trying to look it up. I couldn't find anything for it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I reviewed one that was on the 3DS. I can't remember if there's been...
Yeah, I think that's the Wii U also had one.
3DS one? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 3DS might have 2 of them, if I recall. I don't quite know.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I guess not.
Okay.
Huh. Well, because it looks like the DS got a few of them, but then there was one on the 3DS and the Wii U. I'm not seeing anything for the Switch, I don't think. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
For some reason, the other one isn't listed with the other one. So, yeah, there was another 3DS one as well.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, this is a pretty popular little series. I kind of like these games a lot, but awesome. So, Mario vs. Donkey Kong back in 2004. Moving along, we have one for May 26, 2009. And which one is this?
So this is Jake Hunter Detective Story Memories of the Past. This is the date that it came to North America. And so trying to figure out where to start this series is confusing because there's all these like mobile titles and individual cases and then collected into this collection and that collection. So the most confusing part is, from what I understand, the original 5 were brought together in a collection in Japan, which was then localized with only the first 3 cases. But then after that, they brought it out again for the DS as Memories of the Past, which contained all 5 cases plus a new 6th case.
Jeez. We need to have like a Wikipedia page for all this. It probably is actually.
And even when I look at the Wikipedia page, I'm still not sure that if you get the localized ones, if you'd have all of them, or if they're still around there, because it's just so confusing.
My gosh.
The way they release these.
Yeah, it's some of these games and companies and stuff like that just tough to keep up with what's what sometimes. But speaking of what's what, we know this last one for sure, and this is May 28th and 30th, 2015. Splatoon came out on the Wii U. And you ever play Splatoon, Samantha?
I haven't. I've been curious about it, but since I'm not much of a multiplayer person, I've been mainly interested in the single-player campaign, and
Yeah.
it just hasn't been enough to convince me that I should get it, since it's such a multiplayer-focused experience.
Right, yeah, Splatoon 2, I think, really picked up the single-player aspect too and kind of expanded upon that, especially with the DLC they released afterwards, which is almost like a new game, or like 2.5, you could say, for Splatoon. But very cool. I remember seeing the original E3 demo, I think it was, for Splatoon, and I'm like, this is a really cool game, and it's kind of like the garage crew that kind of puts together for the development team as far as Splatoon goes for Nintendo, and I think it's a really cool series. So I'm looking forward to what they do next in the series. That's really awesome. Splatoon back in 2015, so 5 years ago this week. And that wraps up the Nintendo Time Portal for this week as well. Samantha, anything else here? Kind of a shorter podcast this week because less news, I guess you could say, but anything you want to talk about or mention this week in the podcast?
Oh, well, I saw some rumors being posted online, supposed leaks, that sort of thing. This time, not the usual sort of thing, just saying that some big announcements are coming soon. So
oh, gosh.
We'll see. They seem to be implying that sort of like how Paper Mario was dropped on us without warning. That it's going to be that sort of thing where it's just going to be a big game suddenly tweeted about or trailer suddenly uploaded. So we'll see if it comes true. It would be nice, but again, it's just a sort of unsubstantiated, I heard there's stuff coming.
Right, yeah, I think we spoke last week about this too, about how, with the pandemic going on, how Nintendo might just drop a few bigger pieces around the E3 timeframe, so maybe that is the case in the scenario that will take place, but we'll see in the coming week or two here. And I also wanted to mention, what's with the Nintendo posting all of these Paper Mario things with like kind of the Metroid themes going on with it? Did you see the recent tweets or two that we had from Nintendo?
Oh, so there was more? I know there was the thing at the very end of the trailer.
I'm not sure if there was more, but people are talking about like, what is this exactly? They're like making more of it than what it really is, maybe, or something. There's a lot of discussion going about that Metroid.
I've seen everything from people assuming that this is 100% a tease for either Metroid Prime 4 news coming soon or the Metroid Prime trilogy being released now, to people saying, yeah, it's just a cute little Metroid reference.
Or are they just trolling, one of those things. Thanks for joining us, Samantha.
Thank you.
And that wraps up this edition of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast. I'm your host, EDDY RAY. Thanks for listening and watching. We'll see you back here next time.